Good afternoon, students. Myself, Munshi Rasidul Islam, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today, I am going to present a new topic with a new lesson, and that is actually discussing point that will be the different types of loading systems and also the different types of support which are actually analytically applied on any type of beam. So beam support and also the different types of reaction and their effect that can be discussed in today's class. So now let us see. So analytical method for the reaction of a beam. So first of all, before discussing this point, we have to discuss this slide, types of end support and beam. So first of all, there are mainly three types of support we can use. Number one, simply supported beam. Simply supported beam, it is a theoretical case and in which the end of the beam is simply supported over one of its support, and in such cases the reaction is always vertical as shown in the figure. That is the simple supported beam. Next, overhanging beam, and in overhanging beam, that means a beam having its end portion extended in the form of a cantilever and beyond its support as shown in the figure, and it is known as the overhanging beam. So one beam also be there and two supports, that means the RA and RB also acting in towards the upward direction, and two loads are acting at W1 load are acting at C point and W3 acting at E point, and also in between the 2 points, at the middle of these 2 points, one load also be applied, and that is actually W2. So that's why in these regards it may be noted that the beam may be overhanging on one of its sides or both of the sides, and in such cases the reaction at both the supports will be vertical as shown in the figure. And if you see the figure, that means the roller supported beam. So in such cases, the end of the beam which is actually supported on roller and the reaction on such cases, the end is always normal to the support, which is actually shown in figure A and figure B. So all the steel trusses of the bridges having one of their end as supported on roller. Now next point is the main advantage of such a support, that is actually the beam case, and it can move easily towards the left or right on account of expansion or contraction due to the change of its temperature. Now next point is hinged beam, and this is a special type of beam, and which is actually this type of beam is hinged to the support as shown in the figure, and the reaction on such an end may be horizontal, vertical or inclined depending upon the type of loading. All the steel trusses of the bridges have one of their end roller supported and the other are hinged. The main advantage of such a support is that the beam remains stable. A little consideration will show that the beam cannot be stable if the both of the ends supports are roller, and in this regard it is obviously clear that the one of its support is made roller and supported of the other point are hinged. Now the next important point is actually the loading system. Mainly we can use three types of loading on a beam area. So mainly three types of beam are applied on a beam area. So first one is concentrated or point load, second one is uniformly distributed load, and third one is uniformly varying load. So if I consider the first case, that means the point load, so that is actually the load which is actually acting at a point on a beam and known as a concentrated or point load, which is actually shown in the figure. But in actual practice, it is not possible to apply a load at a point because mathematical point, because as it must have some contract area, it must have some contact area, but this area being a small, and in this comparison with the length of the beam, it is negligible. Now uniformly distributed load, a load which is spread over a beam and in such a manner that each unit length is loaded to the same extent, is known as uniformly distributed load, and simple short form is UDL. But in this system, loading system, the load is distributed over the entire surface of the beam from starting point to end point. The loading capacity and loading positions will be same. There will be no variation of the loading system. Each and every point the loading will be same, and the reaction will act in upward direction, and at A point the reaction will be RA, and at B point reaction will be RB, and the total uniform distributed load is assumed to act as a center of gravity of the load for all sorts of the calculation. Now the next point, uniformly varying load, a load which is spread over a beam in such a manner that its extent varies uniformly on each unit length. That means, say from W1 per unit length at one support and W2 per unit length at support 2. That means the load can vary from starting point to the end point, and it may be somewhere it is some rise, or somewhere it is maybe fall. So that's why the load is not uniformly distributed. It may vary from starting point to end point. Sometimes the load vary from 0 at one support and to W at the other support. That such a load is also called triangular load. And a beam that may carry one of the above mentioned load system or combination of the two or more system. Now next, go back to the original first slide. That means analytical method for the reaction of a beam. So if I consider a beam, that beam means AB beam, and the load is applied some certain distance, and suppose from starting point to A point, starting from A point with a small a distance, W1 load is applied. After B distance, small b distance, W2 load is applied. C distance, W3 load is applied, and from total length will be L. So if I carry a simple supported beam AB of span L, and that will subjected to a load W1, W2 and W3 at a distance of A, B and C respectively from the point A. So let us see, RA will be the reaction at A and RB is actually reaction at B. So the sum of the clockwise moment due to loads about A, that will be the sum of the all forces into perpendicular distance. So W1 into small a plus W2 into small b plus W3 into small c, and the anticlockwise moment due to reaction RB about A, so RB into L. Now equating clockwise moment and anticlockwise moment about A. So RB into L is equal to WA into W1 into A plus W2B plus W3C. So that means summation of all moments equal to 0. So RB is equal to W1A plus W2B plus W3C. Since the beam is in equilibrium, so therefore RA plus RB is equal to W1 plus W2 plus W3. So as the summation of V is equal to 0, so RA is equal to W1 plus W2 plus W3 minus RB. That is actually case of reaction about a beam where the total system are in under equilibrium conditions. So that is actually the simple application of simple supported beam of AB of span 5 meter is loaded. Find the reaction at A and B. That means that is actually the A beam AB at A point the reaction will be RA, and at B point reaction will be RB. So similar process followed by the previous slides that I already explained. That means the example of the solved problem will be either in analytical method or graphical method. So if I use anticlockwise moment due to RB about A, that means RB into L is equal to that means RB into 5 is equal to 5 RB kilonewton meter. Now the sum of the clockwise moments about A is equal to W1 into 3 into 2 plus 4 into 3 plus 5 into 1 2 plus 1 plus 2, that means 5 into 4 5 into 4 5 into 4 equal to 38 kilonewtons. Now equating clockwise and anticlockwise moment, so we can get 5 RB is equal to 38, RB is equal to 38 by 5, that means the 7.6 kilonewton. So RA is equal to 3 plus 4 plus 5 minus 7.6, that means 4.4 kilonewton. Now another problem where the simple supported beam, and that is AB of span 6 meter is loaded as shown in the figure. Determine the reaction of RA and RB of the beam. Similar method we can apply. So determine RA is equal to reaction at A, RB is equal to reaction at B, and span L is equal to 6 meter. And so we apply the similar method. RB into L is equal to RB into L means 6 RB kilonewton meter, and then the summation of the clockwise moment about A, that means RA into 1.5, the 4 into 1.5 plus 2 into 1.5 into 2.5 plus 1.5 into 4.5 is equal to 19.5 kilonewton. Equating the clockwise and anti-clockwise moment in the equation 1 and 2. So 6 RB is equal to 19.5, RB is equal to 19.5 by 6, that means 6.25 kilonewton, and RA obviously 4 plus 2 into 1.5 plus 1.5 minus 3.25, that means 5.25 kilonewton. So that is actually the example and problem number 2. And now problem number 3. Similar method, similar process, only the beam can be changed in uniformly varying load. So that's why in similar method RA reaction at A, reaction RB reaction at B, and same method can be applied RB into L, that means 4.5 into RB kilonewton, and same method can be applied and clockwise moment and uniformly varying load at about A, that will be 16.875 kilonewton, and then equate anti-clockwise moment to the clockwise moment, and if I equate both sides we can get RB is equal to some value, that means 3.75, so RA is equal to 3 kilonewton. That is the method by using the uniformly varying load. So thank you for this discussion. Thank you.